Hello class, I'm Charles Berry, and in this discussion I will be discussing the process of voir dire and the significance it has in a criminal trial. Voir dire is simply to speak the truth, and the jurors are sworn in to tell the truth. The voir dire process allows the lawyers to ask questions in order to seek for a fair and impartial jury. They do this by asking questions to the jury that would possibly sway them in a biased decision, therefore they would be eliminated. Detail the process between preparatory and discretionary strikes. During this process, while the lawyers are asking questions to the lawyers, it is the answers that they're given back could be biased of a sort. So this gives the lawyers an opportunity, if they don't like the answer, they can have that jury dismissed. Also, during the process, if one of the other lawyers, whether it's a defendant or the prosecuting attorney, if they don't agree with why someone is being dismissed because it may favor in their case, then they can take it to the judge, and the judge would have the overall decision on whether that jury is going to be dismissed or not, based on how the lawyers, however they explain their feeling for the reason for the dismissal. Opinion on whether or not the process of voir dire works. I think that it does work for the time that is given. I think that it's an easy way to ask certain questions, open-ended questions, get to the point, figure out how people feel about certain situation. And this can be different in different type of communities, whether it's a small or a large community. In a smaller community, people are going to know their neighbors, have a more understanding of who is in that neighborhood or the community. Whether like you go to a small school, you know everybody in that school, or if you go to a large city, you may not know everybody, so therefore you might not have any bias to who's on trial. Create improvements. I think time should be improved. If it could be for the jury selection, give more time for that so that the lawyers have the opportunity to pick the best jurors. I think we need to get away. It seems like in our society we have a very competitive, so therefore the lawyers try to get a win rather than, it seems, to do the process of finding whether they're actually guilty or not. I know each side, defendant and prosecutor, they have their own, one has a defendant and one's trying to prove. But I feel like if you're trying to, whether it's a life or death situation or prison for a lifetime, I feel like we should just find whether they are guilty or not, so that someone's not serving time for no reason. Explain whether or not a defendant is entitled to a fair or a perfect jury. Absolutely, everybody is guaranteed to or should have a fair trial, because everybody is innocent until proven guilty. In our society, it seems that most people are already seem like they're guilty and they have to prove their innocence, and that's not the right way. Again, with the preemptory strikes and the strikes for cause, like I was discussing earlier, the lawyers can pick who they feel like they want to get dismissed for the trial, because they feel like they could be biased in the decision that could go against who they are, either whether they're for the prosecuting or who they're defending in the court of law. And that's all I got for you guys. Thanks.